From the station working for you, this is Good Morning Indiana, streaming now.
Good morning to you and welcome to Good Morning Indiana. I'm Lauren Casey.
And I'm Megan Shin. It's 5 o'clock here on your Thursday morning.
And I'm Rafael Sanchez. Let's start your headlines on this January the 14th. Thousands of more Hoosiers can now sign up to get the COVID-19 vaccine. Who's now eligible and the state's plan for vaccinations moving forward.
A van driver who tested positive for COVID-19 says he caught the virus from his job. Why he's raising concerns about conditions for transportation workers.
And a special event up in Hamilton County is encouraging you to eat local. Our own Kelsey Anderson shows you how you can enjoy some good food and support local restaurants all month long. Here at 5 o'clock, we want to kick off your Thursday with a check of our forecast. Meteorologist Todd Clausen is standing by. Todd, a lot of sunshine yesterday. What can we expect today?
You know, I think we have the sunshine carrying over to the morning hours today, but the clouds eventually will win out this afternoon ahead of our next storm system that'll be heading our way. Here's the view outside right now from downtown off to the west, and there's no issues whatsoever. Visibility is just fine. The skies are mainly clear. We have no precipitation out there, and temperatures not all that bad. We're sitting in the mid-30s, 36 in Lafayette, 35 in Indy. The wind speed's not super strong here, only right around 5 to 10 miles per hour. We had a few clouds overnight. There were a few flurries on the far eastern side of the state. We have this little wedge of clear skies, and that's the sunshine we'll enjoy this morning. But you do notice the clouds already starting to increase in central Illinois. The clouds will come in by this afternoon, and then eventually some of these rain showers will get in here as well. But the showers probably not going to come in until after midnight, and they should be pretty spotty in nature. Here's your temperature trend this morning. We'll be in the 30s. We should be into the 40-degree range by the time we get to the noon hour, and then temperatures in the mid-40s as we head throughout the course of the afternoon. Lauren?
All right, Todd, thanks. Let's get a look at traffic this morning as you're heading out the door. I-465 a little west of Emerson Avenue, taking you down here near the Beech Grove area. Traffic's traveling smoothly. No crashes to slow you down. Megan?
New overnight, police are investigating a shooting on the east side of Indianapolis. It happened around 1:30 on Hoyt Avenue. That's near Sherman Drive and English Avenue. Officers say a man in his early 20s was found shot. He was taken to the hospital in critical condition. Investigators are working to find out what led up to the shooting. We will update you as we learn more. Thousands of Hoosiers are now eligible to get the COVID-19 vaccine, Rafael.
That's right. The Indiana State Department of Health announcing that those ages 70 and older can now register to get the vaccine. Here are the details. State leaders say their goal is, of course, to save lives and to reduce the number of people that end up in the hospital. Hoosiers 70 and older make up 78% of COVID deaths in our state. Right now, the state also says they're not expanding eligibility to people 65 and older or younger people with health conditions as recommended by the federal government.
We're trying to get to everyone as fast as we can, but we're starting with the most at risk of death and of being hospitalized.
We just don't know when we're going to get a big bump in our vaccine dosages.
Officials say they're planning to add more vaccination sites next week. So far, nearly 220,000 Hoosiers have already been vaccinated with their first dose. Now, if you are eligible, you can register for your shot by going to ourshot.in.gov, or even easier, by calling 211. A caregiver or loved one can make an appointment on your behalf, especially for those who are eligible. You can also get tested for COVID-19 for free. You can register at coronavirus.in.gov or by calling 888-634-1116. Megan?
Rafael, pharmacy giant CVS says they will be able to give 1 million COVID-19 vaccine shots each day. CVS executives say once the federal vaccine program opens up, pharmacies will be able to widely distribute doses. Currently, CVS is administering vaccines inside long-term care facilities, but the company says its stores can reach 85% of U.S. population. Walgreens has also echoed that goal. They announced that it plans to administer nearly 30 million doses by the end of the summer.
And here at 504, thousands of Hoosiers continue to be diagnosed with COVID-19 every day. So let's take a closer look at the latest numbers. The state health department is reporting 3,686 new cases of the virus. More than 574,000 total cases have been reported so far. 59 more Hoosiers have also died with COVID-19, some of those deaths dating back to mid-December. 8,790 total Hoosiers have died since this pandemic began. And so let's take a closer look at the latest county map. You can see here almost all of Indiana's counties are now in this red. Marion and Boone counties are among those that return to the highest risk category. Only 19 right now are in the orange.
Lauren, students at Hamilton Southeastern schools will return to the classroom next week. Right now, all students are learning virtually. The district school board approved a proposal allowing in-person classes that will all begin on Tuesday. The plan will move pre-K through 6th graders to be 100% in person. 7th through 12th graders will begin operating on a hybrid schedule. The district also says it will be holding e-learning Fridays to give teachers time to help students or schedule some activities. A virtual option is still also available for those who wish to continue learning at home for the rest of the year.
Raphael, college application deadlines for high school seniors are right around the corner, but the forms will look a little different this year. Due to the pandemic, the ACTs and SATs didn't happen. Community service became tougher to fulfill, and extracurriculars were all but canceled. So the Common Application has added a section for applicants to state how the pandemic has impacted them. Many colleges have also said they will be focusing less on the things that were canceled and more on essays, grades, and letters of recommendation.
A central Indiana man is raising concerns about working conditions, Lauren, after he says he contracted COVID-19 on the job.
That's right, and Randy White of Greenfield works as a van driver for Health Park Hospitality that provides transportation for Oak Street Health. Randy picked up patients from their apartments and nursing homes, and then he drives them to their clinic and then back home. Randy says they were given no eye protection, no shields, and few things to disinfect their vans. He says he was never allowed to ask patients about COVID-19 symptoms.
No eye protection whatsoever, and she's coughing. I mean, it's a horrible cough. And she did not have a mask on. And she said, I told the clinic, I think I have that coronavirus. And I said, I beg your pardon?
Well, Randy says that he felt sick within days, and in September 24th test came back positive for COVID-19. When he finally returned to work weeks later, Randy says he spent $40 of his own money on cleaning materials, but he says managers treated him like an outcast. Randy quit his job on December 30th, and he's sharing his concerns in the hopes of improving the conditions for other van and bus drivers across our state. And of course, we reached out to Oak Street Health about Randy's concerns. The company told us, quote, we have investigated the claims regarding COVID-19 procedures and have found no evidence of material deviations from our COVID-19 policies and protocols, which are consistent with the guidance from relevant federal and state health authorities and with the recommendations of the medical community. These COVID-19 policies and protocols include an extensive standard operating procedure for transportation focused on safety. This encompasses, but is not limited to, cleaning protocol, driver personal protective equipment protocol, and thorough notification process for any suspected infections or exposures. In addition, Oak Street Health performs daily COVID-19 symptom screens on all patients, staff, and contractors, end quote.
COVID-19 restrictions over the last year have impacted every Hoosier restaurant. And in an effort to get folks to support local restaurants, Hamilton County Tourism is hosting a the Great Dine Out. WRTV's Kelsey Anderson joins us live this morning with the details. Good morning, Kelsey.
Hey, good morning, Megan. So the Great Dine Out is a new concept in Hamilton County, and the premise is simple. Visit local restaurants, whether it be dine in or carry out, and be rewarded for doing so. So I went to the Schoolhouse 7 Cafe in Fishers, one of the participating locations, and Crystal Klotfelter, she's the general manager of the cafe, and says it's because of their customers they were able to stay open throughout 2020. And she is thankful now that Hamilton County Tourism is backing local restaurants and urging folks to get out and support local spots. Katie Utkin with Hamilton County Tourism says they chose to do this now because restaurant owners have told her they are worried about making it through January.
And we already knew 2020 was a really difficult year. And they said, we're concerned about January and the winter months. Once the holidays are over, but we're still a couple months away from patio weather and spring season. They really said January is something we're worried about. So we designed the Great Dine Out. It's a new winter restaurant promotion in Hamilton County going on now through the 31st. And people can take advantage of deals and discounts at almost 40 different local restaurants.
So again, you can participate in the Great Dine Out in person or by utilizing carryout. They want to make sure everyone is comfortable while still being able to support local. Now, signing up is easy. All you have to do is get on your smartphone and go to dineouthamiltoncounty.com, and that's where you'll get your passport. They'll text it to you, and whenever you go to these restaurants for dine-in or carry-out, you just show them your passport. You'll get that reward, and once you go to 5 places, you're more than likely, she said they have hundreds of gift cards. You'll get a gift card to a local restaurant. Reporting live, Kelsey Anderson, WRTV.
All right, thank you there, Kelsey. As you walk out the door here this morning, you saw Kelsey had her scarf. Temperatures are sitting in the 30s across the area, but no weather-related issues as you begin your commute on this Thursday morning. We are talking about temperatures right now that are sitting in the 30s with skies that are partly cloudy. As you come home from work, more in the way of cloud cover, but still dry with temperatures that'll be in the low 40s. Again, today, we will be running a little bit above normal. Things will start to change, though, as we head past sunset and past your commute home, and that's when some of this precipitation is going to start to make its way into our area. It's mainly just going to be some rain showers this evening, and I'm targeting probably after about 7 o'clock for some of those rain showers to make their way into the area. But once the rain showers go through, it is part of a front, and that is going to start to drop our temperatures. In fact, it drops them very quickly. The average high here is 35, so obviously we're about 10 degrees above that today. And then notice as we head into Sunday and Monday of next week, our temperatures will be back below normal, and as this colder air comes in, we'll also have to deal with some snow showers for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. More on that coming up for you, Maine weather, in just a couple minutes.
Todd, thank you. President Trump impeached for a second time. So coming up, the next steps for the Senate and the ongoing security concerns ahead of the inauguration. Lauren?
And Raphael, a warning for Hoosiers getting their stimulus checks in the mail. What officials want you to know so you don't accidentally throw it away. It is 5:11. Stick around. We'll be right back.
The car you want, the way you want.
Welcome back. It is 5:14 on your Thursday. President Donald Trump is now the only sitting president in U.S. history to be impeached twice.
And that decision now moves to the U.S. Senate, Lauren, for a trial. ABC's Faith Abube has the latest from Washington.
A stinging bipartisan rebuke of President Trump as his 4-year term comes to a close with another impeachment on his legacy.
There was a domestic threat at the door of the Capitol, and he did nothing to stop it.
Sources telling ABC News the president angrily watched on television as House lawmakers put him in the history books as the only U.S. president to be impeached twice.
He must go. He is a clear and present danger to the nation that we all love.
House Speaker Nancy Pelosi signing the article of impeachment soon after the decisive vote. 10 Republican lawmakers joining Democrats to condemn the president for riling up his supporters who stormed the U.S. Capitol last week in a deadly siege.
They searched the halls of this building for the vice president, who they came to hang for treason. They overran the office of the speaker, who they came to assassinate. They sought above all else to seize control of our government in the name of Donald Trump.
Trump releasing a video statement soon after the impeachment vote, but making no reference to the historic day, instead distancing himself from the violent mob.
No true supporter of mine could ever endorse political violence.
Meantime, heightened security in the nation's capital as the investigation continues into the Capitol riot. Thousands of National Guardsmen, many armed, surrounding the building, some resting in the halls of Congress between shifts. More than 30 House Democrats now calling for an immediate investigation into members of Congress who they say acted suspiciously and gave, quote, reconnaissance tours of the Capitol the day before the attack.
And in a statement, President-elect Joe Biden called the Capitol Hill riot a planned and coordinated attack. He's urging the Senate to move forward with both the impeachment trial and the nation's top business. Faith Abube, ABC News, Washington.
A warning this morning about your stimulus check. Officials want to make sure you don't mistake their new payments for junk mail. The IRS says about 8 million people will receive their money in debit cards mailed to their homes. That's in addition to others who will get physical checks. Government officials want you to keep an eye out for it. This comes after some people thought the cards were a scam and threw them away. The legitimate debit cards come in white envelopes with the Treasury Department seal on it. They also have Visa logo on the front and are used by Meta Bank. Time now is 5:17, and Todd, I saw some sun yesterday. It was great getting outside, but hopefully a little bit today.
Yeah, I think we'll have sunshine here this morning, and then as the afternoon goes on, the clouds will start to build in. Yesterday, it was a decent day for us. Temperatures weren't all that bad, and today, temperatures are still going to be in the 40s as well. So the best bet for sunshine, as we break down your headlines for you for this day only, is this morning with the partly cloudy skies. This afternoon, the clouds will start to increase, and then by this evening, a few rain showers will start to make their way into the area. But again, temperatures will be running in the 40s. Outside right now, we are dealing with clear skies, and visibility is not an issue, and temperatures are sitting in the 30s anywhere you go. 35 from Bedford to Bloomington, then all the way up through Greencastle and Crawfordsville. 33 in Greenfield and Tipton, and 32 is the current temperature improved, as well as the Richmond area. So everybody's within just a couple degrees of each other this morning, and we'll stay in the 30s throughout the morning hours. Once the sun comes up, though, obviously our temperatures will start to climb a little, as we'll get about 38 degrees as we head into the 11 o'clock hour. Here are the clear skies. We had a little bit of cloud cover yesterday afternoon and evening, and then overnight, and that's moved out. And there are a few flurries on the far eastern side of the state. But back off to our west, you notice the clouds already pushing through central Illinois, and they're moving pretty quickly. That's why this morning we have this little wedge of clear skies. That's our best bet for sunshine today. The clouds will come in, and then eventually some of these rain showers will make their way into our area, working into the afternoon hours. Not before highs will be climbing up into the 40s. 41 today in Marion, 43 in Frankfort, 45 the high temperature in Lafayette. Anderson at 44, about 45 in Indy, 46 in Martinsville and Shelbyville, and then temperatures very similar as you work your way here into southern locations. Tomorrow is when we start to see a bit of a wintry mix develop, and then eventually just going over to snow showers. And they really could happen all day, but they're going to be very, very spotty. And you notice the temperature trend throughout the day as we'll be in the 30s. As we go throughout this evening after sunset, the initial push of colder air is going to come in with some rain showers. This is tonight after about 7, 8 o'clock from west to east. We deal with these rain showers. And then throughout the day tomorrow, we deal with snow showers across the area. You notice how spotty they are as we work our way throughout the course of the day. Some of you probably don't see a whole lot in the way of snow shower activity, but as you travel, if you are traveling for work or pleasure on a Friday afternoon or evening, just know, especially as you go on the interstates, be reduced with these snow showers. I think that's probably going to be our biggest issue. We're not looking at a lot in the way of accumulation. Most of us are an inch or less of snow as these snow showers move through, but there could be a few areas that pick up a little bit more. So obviously roads could be slick in spots as well, but especially watch out for those visibilities throughout the day. Tomorrow, some more snow showers Saturday and Sunday as we get back into more seasonable temperatures with lows in the mid-20s, Lauren, and highs in the low to mid-30s.
All right, Tom, thanks so much. Let's take a look at your commute this morning. As you're heading out the door to work or school this Thursday, here's a look on the southwest side, I-465 near Man Road, where traffic is traveling smoothly. No delays, no lane restrictions to slow you down. Raphael, of course, will keep you updated.
The popular app, Lauren, TikTok, is making changes to improve online safety for its younger users. So moving forward, the app says that users under the age of 16 will be set to private by default. That means only their followers can see their videos. They can also only choose their friends or no one at all to comment on their posts. There will be some specific feature settings for those kids that are 16 and 17 years old. TikTok users must be 13 or older to have an account.
And here at 521, Walmart is testing out a new way to keep your groceries refrigerated during doorstep delivery, and they call it Smart Box. The smart cooler that has temperature control so it can be placed outside a customer's door. It has 3 different temperature zones to accommodate frozen, refrigerated, and pantry items. Walmart is teaming up with contactless home delivery company Home Valet on this project. They plan to begin testing it in Arkansas this spring.
If you're looking for some new movies to watch, Netflix is going all out. Their big plan to release dozens of new films after the break.
WRTV.
All right, Raphael, I'm a fan of Netflix. This is good news to me because Netflix is determined to make 2021 better than 2020 with tons of new movies.
So break out the popcorn. The streaming service says it will be releasing a new movie, right? A new movie every week of this year. That's a lot of popcorn, and that's a lot of movies.
Oh, yeah.
They're promising some top artists and a star-studded lineup with some of Hollywood's favorites like Jennifer Lawrence and Leonardo DiCaprio, Meryl Streep, and Ryan Reynolds. With COVID-19 forcing theaters to close, many production companies are sending their new films right straight there to streaming services. Netflix tells us it's also continuing to create their own original films. Now playing here on WRTV, the one and only Todd Clausen. What's on the big screen today, Todd?
You know, some sunshine to start, some clouds to finish, and for dessert, Raphael, we're not doing popcorn. We're doing some rain showers here in the weather department. We're in the 30s right now. It's not a bad start to our day across the area with temperatures that are sitting in the mid-30s, 35 in Indy. That's our normal high for this time of year. So that kind of tells you where we are as far as a temperature standpoint goes. And we'll climb up into the 40s once again this afternoon, which is relatively mild for this time of year. In fact, we should get to 40 degrees by the noon hour. The best chance of some sunshine again is this morning. As we work our way throughout the afternoon hours, the clouds will increase. Eventually it becomes mostly cloudy. As far as those rain showers I mentioned, they do not arrive probably until after sunset. So we're talking about after 6 o'clock, and when they do arrive, they should be fairly light. But just want to warn you if you do have evening plans tonight. We'll break down today in more detail and talk about some snow showers for tomorrow coming up when Good Morning Indiana continues right here on WRTV.
From the station working for you, this is Good Morning Indiana, streaming now.
Now at 5:30, more Hoosiers now have access to coronavirus vaccines. How the state is working to get everyone eligible vaccinated.
And dining out for a great cause, how Hamilton County is supporting local restaurants hit hard by the pandemic. The table is set here at WRTV, so good morning to you and welcome from our family to yours. First thing on the menu, Todd Clausen's forecast on this terrific Thursday. Good morning, everybody.
Yeah, good morning there, Raphael. It is a decent forecast for us. Anytime you're talking mid-40s in January, we're in pretty good shape. That is the good news, and that's where we're going today as far as we need to grab before you go. Well, you can grab the sunglasses again, although you probably only need the sunglasses for the morning commute, not the evening commute, as the clouds will increase. The coat you need, hat and gloves. It's not terrible this morning, but if you're going to be outside for a long period of time, especially kids heading off to the bus stop, I would grab them. I didn't check the umbrella because you don't need the umbrella until after 6, 7 o'clock tonight when those rain showers move in. There's no need to carry it around throughout the entire day today. Temperatures right now are in the low to mid 30s. The skies are partly cloudy as we work our way throughout the day today, though the clouds do come in pretty quickly throughout the morning hours. And by the noon hour, we're mostly cloudy. The temperature is right around 40 degrees and then mid 40s for our high temperature today with the clouds. I mentioned the rain showers, Lauren, coming in this evening. We'll time them out for you using TrueCast in just a few minutes.
All right, Todd, thanks. Let's take you up to the northwest side. A look at traffic this Thursday morning. Here's I-65 and I-465 up in the dogleg where things are traveling smoothly. I'm not monitoring any crashes around the metro area this morning. That is great news for your commute. Well, we are learning more about the state's efforts, Raphael, to expand vaccine access to more Hoosiers.
And Lauren, right now the state says their focus is on those that are most vulnerable right here in Indiana. As of Wednesday, Hoosiers 70 and older can now sign up to receive their COVID-19 vaccine. And that's because this age group accounts for just under 80% of Indiana's COVID-19 deaths and about 40% of the people in the hospital. To help, the state is now partnering with CVS and Walgreens to provide mobile vaccine clinics.
The goal really is to get vaccines to the most vulnerable Hoosiers in the location where they're at. As a state, we ask the pharmacy chains to prioritize skilled nursing facilities first. This is because of the large number of outbreaks in these facilities and the disproportionate impact on deaths that these settings have had.
So let's talk numbers. So far, 11,000 nursing home residents have received their first dose of the vaccine. That's in addition to 5,000 nursing home staff. State leaders say every Hoosier in a skilled living facility should receive their first shot by the first week of February. The next priority group, of course, are those living in assisted facilities. Lauren?
And so, Raphael, working for you, we do want to find out when other essential workers like teachers and grocery store workers would be eligible to get their vaccines. Here's what state leaders had to say.
We took this, nothing's changed about our not so one-size-fits-all approach, but we are moving forward with addressing the most at-risk population in the state of Indiana and working back from that. We're still in, going through 1A, 1B before we get to 2. But we don't, Brandon, to your point about picking groups, I mentioned a few weeks ago, I've got over 104 letters who are, your words, risking their lives working. We're trying to get to everyone as fast as we can, but we're starting with the most at risk of death and of being hospitalized.
And so far, 40,000 people are fully vaccinated across our state. Nearly 220,000 first doses have been given, and 455,000 Hoosiers are scheduled to be vaccinated by the end of the month. So if you're eligible to get the vaccine right now, you can register by going to ourshot.in.gov, or you can just call 211. You can also still get tested for COVID-19 for free. For that, you can register at coronavirus.in.gov or call 888-634-1116.
Lauren, pharmacies across the country are stepping up to help speed up vaccine distributions. They say they will be able to administer up to 100 million doses of the coronavirus vaccine each month. That's according to the president and CEO of the National Association of Chain Drug Stores. In a statement, he said that estimated number is a conservative assumption. He also said vaccinations can be administered only when pharmacies receive enough doses. The association represents about 40,000 pharmacies. Those include big chains like CVS, Walmart, and Walgreens. And this morning, there's big news from Johnson & Johnson. The company says early stage trials show its COVID-19 vaccine creates an immune response in nearly all volunteers. The company also said there were minimal side effects after just one dose. The phase 3 trial will determine how it will protect people from coronavirus. More details and results are expected to come out later this month. Johnson & Johnson plans to apply for FDA authorization not long after that, Raphael.
Good morning to Mooresville, Anderson, and Columbus. And no matter where you live, COVID-19 restrictions have taken a major toll on Hoosier restaurants. This morning, WRTV's Kelsey Anderson joins us live with a new campaign called the Hamilton County Tourism Campaign, meant to help many of those restaurants. Good morning, Kelsey.
Hey, good morning, Raphael. So that campaign is called The Great Dine Out, and the premise is simple. Visit 5 restaurants that are participating in this in Hamilton County in the month of January, and you get a discount at each of those places. Plus, once you get to those 5 restaurants, you will be entered to win a $25 gift card to another restaurant. So I went to Schoolhouse 7 Cafe and talked to them about being a part of this new campaign.
We got you all taken care of. Okay.
Schoolhouse 7 Cafe is in its 2nd year of service. The old schoolhouse turned coffee shop has been a hit in Fishers since it opened.
My vision was for it to be like Cheers, where everybody comes in and we know your name and we know your drink.
Crystal Klotfelter is the general manager of the cafe and says it's because of their customers they were able to stay open through 2020.
Our word of the pandemic has been to pivot. So we're just learning different ways to make sure our customers are taken care of. We take pride in our customer service. We've been very blessed by all of you guys to remain open during the whole pandemic.
Whether you sit inside and enjoy your cup of joe,
Your total's gonna be $728 at the window. Thank you.
or get it on the go, Klotfelter is thankful for the support.
So good to see so many of our smiling faces and loyal customers come back to us, and we know that they're safe and that they are healthy, and it's just been a blessing.
And she says the blessings keep coming as Hamilton County Tourism is backing their businesses with the Great Dine Out.
We know this is a really challenging time, and we want to applaud all of the servers and wait staff and back of house staff who are working their tails off to keep their businesses open.
Katie Utkin works for the organization and says they started this because restaurant owners said they were worried about getting through the month of January.
It's a new winter restaurant promotion in Hamilton County going on now through the 31st, and people can take advantage of deals and discounts at almost 40 different local restaurants.
She says once you hit 5 local stops, you could win a $25 gift card to another restaurant.
We have a lot to give away, and we're going to hope to fulfill as many as possible to make sure people who did all those 5 check-ins get rewarded.
Knowing that they want their businesses to succeed during this hard time is just so heart-touching.
So at Schoolhouse 7 Cafe, with your passport, you can get 20% off any drink except for alcohol, of course. And they said that they are hopeful that more people will get a part of this through the end of January. And again, they have hundreds of gift cards to give away. All you have to do is go to dineouthamiltoncounty.com to get started. Reporting live, Kelsey Anderson, WRTV.
Great way to support our local businesses, Kelsey. Thank you. Want to keep you up there in Hamilton County now. Talk about Fishers residents. They're working together to spread kindness across their community. So the goal is to commit 2,000 acts of kindness by Martin Luther King Jr. Day, which is set for next Monday, January 18th. From collecting notes of encouragement and delivering them to frontline hospital workers to putting out snacks for delivery drivers, Fishers residents have completed more than 1,300 acts of kindness, and every act receives one in return. The city purchased $100,000 worth of gift cards to locally owned restaurants. Every resident that completes an act of kindness is eligible to receive a $50 gift card. So, Todd, we want to do good things just to do good things, but hey, a gift card supporting local businesses does not hurt at all.
Yeah, it's always good to do good things, right, for others and acts of kindness, but a little more incentive there up in the Fishers area as the kids head off to school. No matter where you are here in central Indiana this morning, it is dry. That is the good news. And temperature-wise, it's cool, but it's not as bad as it could be in the middle of January. Hard to believe here we are in the middle of January already. 33 degrees on average as the kids head off to school this morning. But look at that. They're coming home. Obviously still need the jacket, but by all means, you can head outside with temperatures in the mid-40s with increasing clouds. We're still dry this afternoon. That is the good news. But later on this evening, that's when our next weather maker is going to arrive, and it's going to bring some rain showers into the area. Nothing all that heavy. They should move through fairly quickly. But if you do have evening plans tonight, just know that there will be some showers around. We'll give you the slight chance of some showers. Notice I just didn't put rainfall here at the top. It says precipitation chances. That's because as we get into Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, we're talking about snow showers making their way through the area. We're not talking about a lot in the way of accumulation. I think visibility will probably be the bigger issue as some of these snow showers move through, but nonetheless, we'll break it down for you using TrueCast hour by hour and day by day coming up in just a few minutes.
Thanks, Todd. A historic first as President Trump is impeached for a second time. Straight ahead, what's next in the process?
Plus, with planned protests across the country, we're finding out how local authorities plan to keep you safe. Details on the precautions they're taking straight ahead, right here on Good Morning Indiana.
Plant-powered drink. Veg up.
Welcome back. A historic first in Washington, D.C., Raphael.
Yeah, that's right. Donald Trump is the first president in U.S. history and to be impeached twice in American history. And exactly 1 week after the deadly siege on the Capitol, a bipartisan group in the House impeached Mr. Trump on one count of inciting an insurrection. Now, unlike Mr. Trump's first impeachment back in 2019, 10 Republicans voted with Democrats to impeach. Still, some said the move will do more harm than good.
With a heavy heart and clear resolve, I will vote yes on these articles of impeachment.
A vote to impeach will further fan the flames of partisan division.
So what's next after that historic decision? The Senate must hold a trial. The exact timeline of that trial is not known this morning. And that's because the Senate is out of session until next Tuesday. And Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell of Kentucky has said he will not call senators back to work early.
And President-elect Joe Biden issued a statement last night in reaction to President Trump's impeachment. While he did not take a position, he did blame the president for inciting last week's riot at the Capitol. In his statement, Biden wrote that he hopes the Senate will not be too distracted by impeachment proceedings to carry out their legislative duties. He also pointed out that he will nominate cabinet members shortly who will require Senate confirmations. Biden's comments followed a video statement from President Trump that was released. The president did not directly address the impeachment, but he did condemn last week's attacks in the Capitol, calling for peace during the Biden inauguration.
I unequivocally condemn the violence that we saw last week. Violence and vandalism have absolutely no place in our country and no place in our movement. Today, I am calling on all Americans to overcome the passions of the moment and join together as one American people. Let us choose to move forward united for the good of our families, our communities, and our country.
The president also said anyone found to have been involved in last week's attack will be brought to justice. Rafael.
And tensions really, Lauren, remain high following last week's siege on the Capitol, as well as the nation now looks forward, of course, to next week's inauguration of President-elect Joe Biden. Officials in Washington, D.C. are preparing for potential terror threats, and the FBI has warned of possible armed attacks in all 50 state capitals. More than 20,000 National Guard troops are expected to keep D.C. secure as President-elect Joe Biden is sworn into office. That number of National Guardsmen is more than triple the number of active duty U.S. troops right now in Afghanistan, Iraq, and Syria all combined. Indiana will deploy 625 troops to the nation's capital. Guard members will be there from Saturday all the way through next Friday, the 22nd. Megan?
Rafael, back here at home, we're learning more about safety precautions state authorities are taking ahead of potential protests. The state police superintendent addressed concerns Wednesday. Here's what he had to say.
It will be all hands on deck, I can assure you. We have a very strong relationship with the Indiana National Guard, with the Department of Homeland Security, both at the state level and the federal level, federal agencies. Many meetings have occurred with the IMPD, with our intelligence folks, and I think we're well positioned. But it's certainly my hope that what we do have positioned doesn't have to be visible.
We also reached out to William Foley with IUPUI for perspective. He's worked for the Department of Homeland Security and Department of Defense. He says intelligence is key.
8 signs of a terrorist event, but the really thing what you're looking for is you're looking for threat, intent, and capability. You win these battles with intelligence, and intelligence basically comes from 3 levels: federal, regional, and local.
State Police, IMPD, and the National Guard declined our interview requests. They released statements which you can read in full on WRTV's app. Time now is 5:48. Let's get a look at the weather with Todd.
And it's a decent day for us here today, Megan, across the area. Temperatures are above normal, which is always a good thing in the middle of January. We'll have some sunshine to start our day. The skies are clear right now. The temperature officially at the airport in Indianapolis, that sits right now at 35 degrees. Feels like 27 when you factor in just a little bit of a wind, but that south wind is what is keeping our temperatures in the 30s here this morning with the clear skies, instead of allowing us to fall down into the 20s. 32 in Peru, 33 in Greenfield right now. Bloomington is at 35 degrees. And as we break down the day for you hour by hour, temperatures eventually should get to 40 degrees by the noon hour. And then we're looking at temperatures in the mid 40s for your afternoon high. Now, as the day goes on, the clearer skies and the sunshine to start today will give way to more in the way of cloud cover as we work our way into the evening hours. So just know that we won't keep the sunshine all day, but during the daytime hours, at least through 5 o'clock, we will be completely dry. Once we get past 5 o'clock, that's when we'll start to run into a few issues. Here are the clear skies right now, but you notice the clouds already starting to make their way through Illinois, and they're moving pretty quickly. So as we work our way into the afternoon hours, you'll first see the clouds, and then some of this precipitation will head in our direction. But temperatures today will be well above freezing, so anything that comes in this evening is just going to be plain old cold rain. So you may need to have the rain jacket if you have plans tonight, but you're not going to have to worry about slick conditions. Here we are at 6 o'clock this evening. Watch how this rainfall comes in. It's all generally pretty light, and I think it actually probably looks a little worse on TrueCast than it actually will be. This is generally just going to be some light rain showers that make their way through the area. But as that rain comes through, it is also going to usher in some colder temperatures for us here going forward into the weekend. So by 10 a.m. tomorrow already, we're starting to bring in some snow showers. You notice how spotty they are. This is not a solid band of snow coming through. This is not a big storm coming through. We're just going to be rotating some snow showers through the area at times during the day tomorrow. With that said, some of these snow showers could be a little potent at times as they make their way through the area. So as we deal with these snow showers off and on, the biggest issue I think we're going to deal with tomorrow is quickly changing visibility on the roadways. Obviously, anytime you're dealing with snow, you're also going to deal with some slick spots. Especially watch out on those interstates as you're going at a higher rate of speed. It could be just fine with no snow in one area, and then all of a sudden you hit one of those snow squalls. Visibility is reduced. Not expecting any snow squall warnings to be put out by the National Weather Service. I don't know if these snow showers will be that vigorous, but nonetheless, they could cause some issues. As far as accumulation goes, generally an inch or less. It's not a big snowmaker for us heading our way, but nonetheless, you'll have to kind of plan around some of these snow showers tomorrow evening. More snow showers Saturday and Sunday. Those are probably more of the lake effect snow variety. So the wind direction and strength is going to determine potential accumulation for that. But you do notice temperatures, Lauren, stay in the 30s as we work our way throughout this entire week.
All right, Todd, thanks. Let's take a look at traffic this morning, taking you up to Boone County here. Here's a look at I-65 near State Road 334. This is an area where we have some ongoing construction. It looks like traffic is pretty busy through this spot. But overall, right now, everything is traveling up to speed. A lot of those lane restrictions have been pulled back at this hour, so you shouldn't have any problems here traveling on I-65. Megan.
Lauren, thank you. Hiring Hoosiers is our commitment to keeping you informed about job opportunities. And today, Chipotle Mexican Grill is holding a national hiring event. Their goal is to hire 15,000 new employees nationwide. All Chipotle restaurants will be conducting open interviews from 8 to 10 a.m. and from 2 to 5 p.m. You're asked to register online first to reserve an interview time. A link to do that can be found at the People of Chipotle on Instagram. Interviews will follow COVID-19 protocols. Those include social distancing and mask wearing.
Another business has committed to a new development in the town of Speedway. A new Aldi grocery store will be built in the Founders Square development. This is a 25-acre area on the western edge of Speedway at I-465 and Crawfordsville and High School roads. Aldi joins previously announced commitments at the site from the Hampton Inn for a hotel and conference center and a crew car wash. Construction on the new Aldi is to start this month with an opening targeted for this summer. Lauren?
So, Raphael, imagine winning the lottery and then losing your ticket before you can cash it in. Coming up, how a San Francisco man lost access to his fortune. We'll be right back.
Welcome back. Lotto jackpots are over $1 billion right now, Raphael. Imagine hitting those jackpots, then losing your ticket before you could cash it in. Oh.
So that's pretty similar to what happened to one man in San Francisco. I want you to meet Stephen Thomas. He lost the password to access his 7,000 Bitcoins back in 2012. Back then, each Bitcoin was only worth about $10 or $11. But today, one Bitcoin is worth about $37,000. That means that Stephen has more than $250 million that he can't get to. He says he saved the password on an old hard drive, but that drive only allows 10 wrong password attempts before it locks forever. He only has 2 attempts left, Todd Clausen. I wish we could help him out. I mean, that's a whole lot of money and a good, right? Wow.
You need to write down those passwords and put them in about 4 different locations. when you're talking about that much money. Obviously, you didn't know it was going to be worth that much, but I wish I had some of that Bitcoin, Rafael. All right, outside right now, we're talking about temperatures in the 30s. 32 right now in Logansport, 35 in Bloomington as well as Muncie. Radar is quiet. Mostly cloudy skies for the most part today. There's some sunshine early, still above normal temperature-wise, and rain showers arrive late after sunset. We'll break down today and look at the snow showers in the forecast for tomorrow coming up when Good Morning Indiana continues right here on WRTV.